The lesson.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was like early 90s, 91, 92, when you mentioned the Watts riots, which I think was 60s.
Yeah.
And then in the 90s,
We had another riot.
yeah, the LA riots.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you would have been,
I was around for that one.
Yeah. Now, I've seen, whatever news snippets there is that was shown on TV, on news reports or whatever. But I guess from your experience, I mean, what do you remember from that particular moment?
That shit look like fucking like a third world country. Just nobody, like, stop sign. Nobody's paying attention to traffic signs, smoke. There's fires burning all over. I was already on bail, so I wasn't supposed to be out. So if I would have got caught, I would have hung myself more. Stupid me. Thank God for helping dumb, stupid Ras Kass. But I had to go out. I didn't have to. I wanted to go out because the verdict was fucking unjust and everybody was upset.
Because that was a Rodney King thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody wanted to show that they were unhappy. I was out with my big homie. I got to go into some blood neighborhoods and watch that I'd never been in because they started like that verdict actually brought some gangs together, some blood and Crip gangs that made them peace treaties. So that's why Cam had the song Peace Treaty, and it was some good had come out of it to a certain degree. I remember the Koreans on the top of the Slauson swap meet with fucking AKs. That shit was crazy. I'm like, wow. It was just a war zone. Like, it was a racial war zone. You saw what happened. The Reginald Denny dude, like, bad place, bad time. It's not his fault.
The guy that got pulled out the truck.
Yeah. Fucked up.
They hit him in the head with like a brick or something,
Fucked
didn't
up,
they?
yeah,
like,
man. It's the hate that hate makes. You know what I'm saying? What they did to Rodney King was inhumane, and what they did to Reginald Denny was inhumane. I don't validate either one. It's just the hate that hate makes. If you abuse and rape and beat and then validate what happens to one person, what do you think the other person is going to do? So America has a great history of that. It creates hatred.
And then how long was the actual riots for? Was that like
was like 3 or 4 days, bro. That shit was like a war zone.
It's just a shitload of looting and just burning of buildings.
Well, see, that's what white people start saying. It wasn't looting. They were angry and they burnt shit up and they were sick of people being in their fucking communities, taking all the fucking money. That term is too loosely used by white people. When this is looted, all these countries, this is looting. Let's just get real about it. So yeah, we should be careful about the vernacular we use when we describe people reacting to injustice. They rioted, and I'm sure some people took a lot more than they needed. But the initial process was anger and the feeling of people of being occupied, which was a complaint of the first one. The Watts riots were about police occupation like a fucking military force. They're not people there to protect and serve. They're people there to beat you because your skin's dark. And that's what was happening and still happens. And, what I like about LA is there's some degree of fucking rebel in us where we tear shit up. We don't always tear up the right stuff, but they have a little healthy fear of us. Like, and LA motherfuckers just get to shooting shit up and they're crazy. So they fucked some shit up. Ironically, when they started marching towards Beverly Hills, they sure did stop that part. I just remember watching the news like, they're on the freeway, they're walking towards as soon as literally that's what the news was concerned about. They're coming towards your houses. And then they stopped them niggas. I was like, wow, you just can see the racism. It was strictly like, well, they're only fucking up the Koreans and some other people.
And then as soon as it goes into the white neighborhoods,
over there to Beverly Hills,
they
it's like,
cut that shit out.
Oh yeah, you cut that shit out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
And I guess if you sort of think back to that, what sort of impact do you think that had on the music?
It was a lot more knowledge of self. I think it actually curtailed because people were making positive songs and stop the violence and self-destruction. The music got dumber since then. They purposely made party buffoonery. They have since then transitioned into party and bullshit buffoonery because they don't want you thinking about
the real shit,
the real things. Unfortunately, the byproduct of going to prison and your children are hurt and your mom is hurt and all that. They want somebody to say, sell crack and I did meth last week, all week, and it's good. Yeah, sell drugs. Yeah, I don't got a job. I went to the strip club and threw all the money at the stripper and just met her. That's the cool shit.
And so you sort of
moron music.
And so you sort of see that
coonery, buffoonery.
That 92 rioters appear where people started talking more about social injustice.
They were already talking about it. Even NWA, Fuck the Police, is saying, it's
a lot, yeah.
It's socio-political activist music.
Yeah,
Paris,
Public
Enemy,
yeah.
Even Scarface, and people had a message. The Message, one of the oldest rap songs, like crack is whack. Don't do crack. Now it's like, yeah, it's meth. Let's do it. And how many Jones and cocaine and I'ma killed every nigga and I'ma shoot all the niggas. Look at me, nigga, killer. It's corn. It's cool music, and that's what they want to promote. They don't want people to say, you know what, maybe I shouldn't shoot everybody. Maybe we should go to school and why don't you go help? Why don't you if you made all this money selling dope? Why don't you fucking pay for your sister to go to school instead of going to the strip club and giving it to the girl you just met? Pay for your sister's university.
So why do you think that
the system?
And how do you think that they've done it?
You know how they did it. They control the release. I mean, if you control the game, you can always change the rules. I don't control who gets to be in Rolling Stone or who gets Grammy nominated, who gets put on the radio. We don't have that control. But I mean, I think it was done because if I'm in any situation, I would rather distract people. If I'm doing shit that's probably a little bit unfair, I would definitely not want you to look at me under a microscope when I could say, look at this other shit. Do that. Marie Antoinette, feed them cake. Everybody's fucking starving. She's like, fuck these people. But tell you what, let's throw a circus. It's cheaper to throw a circus once a week and pass out a piece of fucking bread than it is to feed these fucks. Same thing. Gladiators. Rome. Well, these motherfuckers is hungry. Well, we got to start a war somewhere, or we going to have a few niggas run around and fight tigers. They'll come see that shit. Distraction is a motherfucker, man. The moron show is always going to be the moron show. It's entertainment. When you are entertained by something that doesn't, that completely distracts you from, there's some entertainment that's edutainment. So even in fucking England, at that same time, there's still somebody with a fucking puppet show making fun of the king and the prince. At the same time, there's still people doing graffiti in ancient Rome saying, fuck the king. Fuck Caesar. You can't show his face, but he's tagging his name. He's like, fuck Caesar, he's a cock. My name is so-and-so. He can't never show his face. So there's always the edutainment, and then there's the distraction. In history, which is hilarious. Think about that. Same time in Coliseum shit, it's a nigga that turned graffiti. It's a dude like, fuck you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. The human journey is a beautiful thing.
The lesson. 927. Oh, yeah.